So if you're a PS4 fan and you're wondering why is the Xbox One X getting so many enhanced games and the PS4 Pro isn't, it seems like the Pro doesn't even exist. Hey, what's up everybody, this is Crapgamer and this is Crapgamer Reviews back with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. I really appreciate it. So if you were wondering why that is, why the Xbox One X is getting so many enhanced games while the Pro isn't, it comes down to a couple of things actually according to a developer. The first thing is the Xbox One X is easier to develop for than the PS4 Pro. You have to do extra steps to utilize the Pro, and you don't have to do that at all with the Xbox One X. It's really simple. It's basically what it comes down to. So not to sound like make it sound too easy or anything like that in terms of what they have to do, but just in comparison, it's night and day according to this developer. And also the power thing is also a real issue as well. So basically what you're coming down to is you have more power on the One X and a console that's much easier to develop for. And then when you look at the PS4 Pro, it's not as powerful, it's not as big of an upgrade, and it's harder to develop for because you actually have to do separate things for it. And if you want a good example of what I'm talking about, just think of it this way, right? You can turn boost mode on the PS4 Pro, right? You turn it on, and then some games that have been patched for it or allow it will have a little bit of an increase in performance, right? Older games or what have you, a couple of them. There's not a lot of them actually. Now on the Xbox One X, even if a developer hasn't done a single bit of work on that game for the Xbox One X specifically, every older game is going to look and play better on the One X just because the way the console is built. It's built to enhance games by itself. So that in and of itself is something that is ticking off Sony fanboys, and I'm seeing this a lot lately where they're very pissed off that the Pro seems to be forgotten about. I know it's like kind of this running gag or whatever that some developers aren't really talking about their enhanced games for the Xbox One X, and I that is a worry from time to time. But when you look at the list of enhanced games on the One X compared to the Pro, it's night and day difference. I mean, the Pro gets some games that are like, you know, indie games and things like that. The Xbox One X is getting major AAA titles, including games like Wolfenstein 2. It's also getting The Evil Within 2, Shadow of War. It's getting a ton of games that are going to be enhanced and going to be the best version on the console on Xbox One X, and that is something that is very, very cool, and that is something that PlayStation fanboys are going to have to actually kind of have to deal with, because that's not going to change for a while. And Microsoft has done a really good job, and it looks like if this is a successful endeavor by them, they're going to keep doing this type of power-driven console generation, right? Where they have the easiest console to make, the console that developers specifically asked for, and they're going to be able to one-up Sony in the power department. So you're going to have a super powerful console that's super easy to develop for. That's a win-win right there. That's what developers want. Developers want more power. They don't want less power. Less isn't more, folks. If we've learned anything from Microsoft's marketing lately, is more is more. And I think that that's what Microsoft's tactic is going forward. So sorry to say, Pro fans, you guys aren't getting as much. I mean, honestly, when do we hear about things being Pro enhanced these days? Like, I'm sitting here thinking about it, and people are wondering, myself included sometimes, I wonder if that game's going to be Pro enhanced. But then when you look around, you don't really see many that are quote-unquote Pro enhanced anymore. Like, look around. There's not really any big announcements for those. You know, that's very interesting if you want to take a look back and kind of just check that out, because it's something that I found quite interesting myself. So anyway, I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to think. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, I would appreciate that. It helps out the channel tremendously, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Rack it up. Crapgamer out.